Well, the idea came right here on the streets of Joplin after walking around and giving away water and helping people dig things out. And I said to one of the people whose house was destroyed and they were lifting some things, I said, boy, I wish I was stronger so I can lift heavier things. And the lady said, but you're lifting our spirits. And that's when it just touched me, and I thought, I need to do something about it. And the idea of Stand Up for Joplin came, and at first it was just like a thought, and then Patrick from the city, he said, well, why don't we do it? And I said, okay, what do you have in mind? And so we put our heads together, and here comes 6 comedians from around the country to lift the spirit of Joplin. It's hard to imagine human spirit without humor, because that's part of that word. Humor derives from being human, and I believe that human beings have that ability to overcome all of the different adversities by looking at the funny side of that. And I was walking the streets, and that's where I was inspired to see signs, that the boat was on top of the tree and it says guided fishing trip, and I wouldn't necessarily want to be guided by that person, but it was just funny. Or open house and there was no roof, things like that made it really recognize that this humor is totally alive and people are really seeing an opportunity to laugh about it.
Last night was it's the difference between seeing a photograph of something and I live near Tuscaloosa, which had a pretty devastating thing also, and I had never seen anything that bad. This is almost defies description. It's almost like a tsunami-ish what happened. I know they had a high loss of life. It's amazing to me it wasn't more. Really, the first thing I thought was, boy, we better gear up for things like this. How are we going to, protect ourselves a little better? That's not, that's not. I don't worry my little pretty head about that. I just got my buddies here. We have a good stage. We've got great promoters. This is one of these times like I'm really glad to have the job I do.
I got involved. Bill Chott, I've known for 20 years. He's from St. Louis, Missouri. His fiance lives in Carthage, and through those connections, he found out that Yakov wanted to do something, and Bill contacted me and told me about the event. And I said, yes, absolutely. Well, I was prepared because I'd heard about the amount of devastation and how bewildering it is to witness it. We came in last night, and even at night, it's somewhat overwhelming. Your mind just can't get around it. And then today we drove through a lot of the areas, and it breaks your heart. It breaks your heart for the people. It breaks your heart for the people that lost not only homes, but you think about those few, thankfully, relatively, that were lost. And so there's, it's my first chance to come and mourn a little bit, I guess you'd say. I'm sure we can lift spirits and let people, even in this small area, know that they're thought of, and that people, all over the country are thinking of them. LA's thinking of them. Missouri's thinking of them. So I think that helps, just because we all want to be somebody or something and know that we're noticed, feel important, and Joplin is important.